Alright guys, welcome back to the No Switch Fitness YouTube page. We are in Birmingham, so we're at the 24E Pelham, so really excited to get a session here with Ming and Emily. We're going to be doing a little bit of a push day, so start out with some dumbbell lateral raises. When we're doing dumbbell lateral raises in a session, preferably we want them straight out the gate because they are going to load that fully shortened in range, and then we're going to dive into some pressing. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Ming is one of my classic physique competitors. He competes in Class A. And then obviously y'all know Emily is a figure competitor, so it's gonna be a really fun session. All of us need shoulders, except for maybe Emily. So really excited to dive in and show y'all what we're doing for push days when we travel. So make sure you guys like, share, comment below, any questions you have, and let's get after it. Alright guys, so we're going to be doing a Cybex shoulder press next. I really like this piece because it converges as you press to the top. You'll see I'll kind of be scooting my butt out on the seat a little bit. That's just due to how much external rotation access I have. So I'm kind of aligning it more to like a high incline press. So a little bit of clavicular chest, but mostly front delt. So still classify it as like a shoulder press. This is a really nice piece. I haven't had this since I was in grad school down at UF. So I was really excited when I walked in and saw this, so it had to come in. So right after lateral raises into an overhead press, and they'll be jumping into some chest work from there. All right, so took a top set, around 8 reps. Back off is gonna be a pretty large load drop. On my back offs for overhead pressing, I like to make the rep range a little bit higher just because of that lack of access here. This is where stability is the worst for me. So taking the second back off set in a higher rep range prevents that from being a limiting factor. Yes, we are in machine, it's externally stabilized, but just getting into that position can be limiting if we're loading it too often. And I had an overhead press earlier in the week, so we'll drive a lot higher rep set, fail around 15, 16 hopefully, and see what we can do, but it feels great. All right guys, so we're gonna be doing a flat hammer strength horizontal press today. It does have you on a slight incline, which is fine. I have a slightly bigger rib cage structure, so for me to do something flat, it's nicer to be on something that's slightly inclined. I can align it to my pec fibers a bit better. So going into flat from the shoulder press so that we can grab the most fibers from that humerus traveling across the pec. with this next exercise. So really good option to go from a shoulder press into a flat press and really get the most bang for your buck per set for like chest hypertrophy and development and making sure you grab as much as you can. So this will be our only chest press today, and then we'll be kind of going into auxiliary work from there. Alright guys, so the pec decks were taken, so we're on a cable crossover. So we'll be setting up a reverse cable fly. You'll kind of see us in a neutral position as far as torso. Then get that hand up a little bit so that we're following that rear delt fiber plane. So we'll do 2 sets there, and then we've got to get 4 total sets for chest in today from a volume perspective. So we'll be doing cable crossover sets in between. So we'll do the reverse fly first, we'll do a set of the crossovers, and then back to the reverse fly, and then another set of the crossovers. So bouncing back and forth, a zigzag set. I really like these when you have like auxiliary movements to get in to maximize the output on both patterns. So we'll start with the reverse fly. Already did 1 set, go into the crossover and bounce back and forth. Alright guys, so like on the cable crossover, one of the biggest things I see, because it's not on a strict guided path, is the tendency to try to make sure those hands get together. When you see me doing these reps, you'll really see me trying to drive that bicep hard into the side of my rib cage. That's what we want to be cueing here, and not really worrying about the hands, because it has nothing to do with that chest getting fully shortened. So really, in that decline path, because we know the pec goes from here all the way across and down, we're kind of following that pec line. So we'll start in this higher plane, depress and bring across and drive that bicep into the rib cage. Alright guys, so we're going to wrap this up with some tricep works. So with the handles we have available here, we're going to go with a long rope. Not the greatest because I'm still slightly internally rotated, but it's fine because it's pretty close to that carry angle to extend the tricep. And then we'll wrap it up with dips, which will be our tricep compound for the day. 3 sets on the push down, 2 on the dip, wrap it up, and really kind of put those finishing touches on it. Our other push day prioritizes the arm work a lot more, so that's kind of why we just toss the triceps on the back end of this, because arms is one of those areas that I have to bring up this year, especially like in those pulled up poses like the front double and the back double. So wrap it up, get it short with the rope, compound with the dip, call it a day, and go from there. So make sure you guys like, subscribe to the channel, because we got a lot of content coming your way. If you have questions about anything in the session, drop it in the comment box below. We'll be down there shooting messages back to you guys so that you can take this information and use it in your session. I hope you guys really enjoyed this session to kind of see what traveling and training looks like when we're on the road. But stay tuned until next time, and until then, no all switch in pursuit of results.